Hey guys, it's your boy man back with another video. Yes, I know I've been on a Black Mirror high today. I think this show might be my new obsession. Okay, because like every single episode, even if there's episodes I like more than others so far for me, it's like, wow. Like they're always interesting. They're always like, oh my gosh, where's this gonna go? You know. In this episode that I just watched, Plaything. Yes, there's a good chance that I watch and review this entire season this whole day. To you guys, I'll be uploading these videos like 1 minute at a time, but obviously these are taken sporadically throughout the day. And obviously I've had a long sleep since I did my Hotel Reveri review. But this episode, Plaything, this stars Peter, what's his name again? Peter Bacaldi, Peter Capel, something like that. He's the Doctor Who guy, and he was also that brain guy from the Suicide Squad. Peter Capaldi, that's his name. Stars him as this computer geek who, like, back in the 90s. And I noticed that this season takes place in the year 2034. You know? Because you see on the security cameras at the start, when his character gets arrested, it says 2034. And even in the, what was it called? The, what's it called? The Bet something episode. That episode, still my favorite episode of this season so far. Although I heard these next two episodes, which I think are the last two episodes of the season, are like even better. But then again, a lot of people thought that the Common People episode was like the best one. That's like my least favorite one so far. For me personally. But anyway, so this episode follows Peter Capaldi as this computer geek guy from 40 years prior and 40 years from 2034. So 1994, he meets with this super smart gaming tech guy played by Will Poulter, actually. And he's only in one scene in the episode, but he's an interesting character. And he makes this sort of like simulation thing that he says isn't really a game, but he had to pitch it as a game to the company. You know, and basically it's like the simulation game thing called Thronglets. It's like these creatures in a game that he kind of has to make and hatch and look after. And there's this guy who sells them LSD, and the LSD, when Peter Capaldi's character, well, the younger version of his character played by someone else who I don't recognize personally, when he takes LSD, he can understand the language that the Thronglets in the simulation game are saying to him, and he can speak to them and all that stuff. And and I was like, I'm not feeling this episode, you know, for the most part. But then, it's as usual with Black Mirror episodes, shit starts hitting the fan, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then when the guy who sells them LSD or acid, was it LSD or acid, or this the same thing? So when he's at work, when the main character's at work, he starts playing Thronglets, and then he ends up basically killing them in the game, like smashing them with rocks and setting them on fire, that type of stuff. It's like, no, you're killing them, and it's like, just a game, bro. And then he ends up like killing that guy who he says he only goes by Lump. And then basically the whole episode is a flashback. Sorry, the whole episode is like a flashback, and he's going up your ass. I'm just kidding. Sorry, my mind is racing right now. I had a fantastic day. I had a fantastic day, and I'm in a good mood. That's all. And he's like being questioned by the police for suspicion of murder, and then he killed the guy who was trying to stay with him and crash with him at his place because he was killing the Thronglets. And then basically he gets more and more software, and we actually see like little flashbacks throughout the years. Like we see him getting a PlayStation 2, we see him getting a Dreamcast, we see him getting a PS3, a Nintendo Switch, and this stuff is just to get the to use like the power chips in these consoles, you know, so he can upgrade the software of Thronglets. That basically became his lifelong obsession. And then one cop is super irritated throughout the whole thing. His name was Kano, and that was easy to remember because of Kano from Mortal Kombat, of course. But the character's name was Kano. He's like the male cop who's trying to confront him. He's like, what is this guy's name? Give me a name. And he's like, I only know him by lump. Okay? And then stuff like that. And then the whole episode, he keeps asking the police for like a pen or a piece of paper just to draw on, you know. And he's even like, no, you could use a pen to like attack someone or something. And he was like, a felt pen will do. And then they eventually actually it was the female cop who gave it to him. So let's just give him what he wants. Then he drew the thing, and I figured it was like a QR code type of thing. And I didn't check, but I was actually wondering if I should like take my phone out to see if it would scan. But he did. He kind of showed it to like the camera, and then I know I kind of skipped the end, but yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, it's too late now." Well, he didn't say that, but that's kind of the vibe I got from it, you know. Like, oh, it's too late now. And then the cop started getting frustrated, started beating it up, and he's like, oh, it's too late now. And then basically, all the computers in the world basically start having a loading screen. And then all of a sudden, it's high-pitched screeching and all that. Everyone's eyes are rolling to the back of their heads, minus Peter Capaldi. And, yeah, so, yeah, the Thronglets basically connect with, humanity, something like that. I probably do definitely want to watch some more, like, explained for these episodes reviews. I just know that's gonna happen for every single episode, man. Yeah. I don't mean to, like, relate something of my own to every single episode every time I watch one, but, like, it kind of reminded me how... Sorry about that weird cut. My stupid frickin' alarm to take my medication went off. And, it stopped the video. But I just downloaded iMovie. I made a little test video for the first time. I think I can stitch this stuff together. And I think I can do a good job for you guys. But the story I was telling, it reminded me of how, for the past 10 years, I've wanted, and it finally happened at WrestleMania 41, I know, when John Cena finally became a 17-time world champion, breaking the record he shared with Ric Flair. And how I wanted that for 10 years, and how you know, it was back when I went on my cruise, how I was, and by the way, I might also do some experimental stuff with the iMovie thing here. How I might, how I was like, I literally sent a message to WWE via certain connections, basically begging them to have John Cena win 17, and it finally happened. Like when his ultimate plan worked at the end of this episode, Plaything, that was such satisfying vindication. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah. So that was a plot twist episode. I'm wondering what exactly happened at the end, especially because how I know that every single Black Mirror episode does take place in the same universe. You know. What is this, like the end of the universe in this world or something? I don't know. But yeah. I feel like I don't have anything more to talk about. I mean, I know my brain was running like a mile a minute before my video got interrupted, but hopefully this turned out good, and maybe I accidentally figured out iMovie. I didn't even know iMovie you could do on your iPhone. Far out. So maybe I came up with something that could help me with my videos in the future. But yeah. I'm your boy Mark, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace out. Have a good one.